Praise the Lord. Once again, happy to see you through this program. For the sake of truth is all about discussion, and we are just trying to find which is the true religion. We are just going to see, even including Christianity, what is the exact thing happening in their own religious textbooks. And I may give you a hint of things, but it's up to you to always research and find the truth actually. And whatever I'm giving the data, it's all pure, honest and genuine data. Not my own cooked up story. It's all the genuine informations actually. So in this program, you can find we have in a couple of episodes we have discussed about what is Islam and who is Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, and Islam is an Abrahamic religion. And we saw even about the pre-Islamic time, how was before Muhammad started his own religion, what was the religion was existed in this Arabian continent, especially we were seeing about that. And today we are going to talk about the violence and especially about jihad in Islam. A lot of Muslims groups are there, like they call us, some are like radical Muslims, some are moderate Islam Muslims, and some say that we are all fundamental Muslims actually. There is nothing like that. Islam is always Islam. There is nothing like moderate, there is nothing like radical, there is nothing like a fundamentalist. What your textbook talks, that is how we have to live. So that's what all about religion. So today we are going to see, if you go and ask to any Muslims, this is the Islam logic. If you go and ask him why is Islam is all about violence, if you find that you are a Christian, he says Bible has violence, so what? So Quran is also violence. That's how they try to react. So the logic of Muslims is, if Bible is also violence like Quran, so Quran is also good. That's why they have come to a conclusion actually. Islam is not same as Christianity or Judaism at all. Islam is not, never came from, it never been Abraham religion. It's just a religion 1400 years back found by a person, Prophet Muhammad, and it was called as Mohammedan religion till 10th century, and after that the name was called as Islam. That's it. No one knows about Islam at all, and it was completely a cooked up story. He took the religious ideologies from different parts of religions, like Old Testament Judaism, New Testament Christianity, Zoroastrian religions, and Sabian religion, and Arabian Night stories. So he took all the stories, and you can see everything is there in Quran. And when you see Islam violence, people say, see, this is not a violence, this is just about a struggle. That's all the inner struggle is called as jihad. That's what they call. And the most popular analogy used by Muslims is that Islam is same as Christianity and Judaism. No, not at all. Islam violence is a political violence, and Bible violence is different. Totally, it's different. I will tell you what is what actually. So Islam violence is not for a particular period, particular time, for a particular person or particular place. Islam violence is completely eternal and universal. It is commanded and ordained by the God, the so-called God of Quran, the Allah of Quran, I can say. When you compare the doctrine in a quantitative measure and quality measure regarding violence, you will find a lot of things. For example, in Bible you can find Cain killed Abel. So when you see in this story, when Cain killed Abel, the one elder brother killed his younger brother. This is not a political one. This happened in a family, and this is a family problem actually. And when you ask a Muslim, he says, you see here, this is Cain has killed Abel. This is what Muhammad is also teaching. That's what they say. No, not at all. This is just a family issues. At the same time, political violence is not killing a lamb or killing a goat, or for killing a goat for a meal, killing a chicken for a meal. This is not political violence. And you're making an animal sacrifice in the temple. This is not political violence. Political violence is purely based on eternity and universal thing, which was ordained by the Islam God. When a God tells to do so and so, probably that's the violence actually. Because when God says, in my name and behalf of my name and my prophet, you have to go and kill and convert everybody to Islam. So there is not at all one single point you can find the love of God. It's purely a violence of God, and He is not the true God, but that's a God of Quran, I can say. That's it. So let me come to the point. When you compare the doctrine quantitatively and qualitatively of Quran, of Islam, I can say, you will find a lot of interesting facts. See, Islam is a textual based religion. Islam is not a oral tradition religion, but it's a text-based religion, and there are three main books in Islam. One is Quran, and then they call Quran, and second is actually Sirah. That's a biography of Muhammad, and third is Hadith. Actually, the traditions followed by Muhammad and how to do, how to live, what to do, what not to do. Everything is there in tradition. So these three books are trilogy texts. That's what they call in Islam. So the three books forms a major contribution of entire Islam. There is nothing apart from three books contribute anything to Islam, and the three books give entire information of Islam. So when you see in the entire three books, Quran is only 16% of the entire Islam actually. See, I heard about a lot of Muslim groups. Some people only follow Quran. So they don't follow Hadith at all. They don't follow Sirah at all. If you are such a kind of guy, I'm telling you very clearly, you are following only 16% of the Islam. Quran is only about 16% of Islam, and remaining 84% is from the Sunnah. They call Sunnah is nothing but Sirah and the Hadith. So Quran is 16%, and Hadith as the Sirah is the remaining 84%. Most of the Islam doctrines is all about Muhammad, not at all about Allah. You can find more than 80%, it's only about Muhammad. The Islam talks about how he lived, what he said, what he did, and what is his commandment. That's what it talks about. And remaining only few 14%, I think so, it's only about Allah. So to know Islam, you should know what is about Muhammad. For example, today if you say I'm going to follow the book written by Mahatma Gandhi, and before the books written by him, you should know what is and who is Mahatma Gandhi and how he lived. And you can find that he lived a good, genuine life. He's whatever is the critics about him, he followed about non-violence, all these things he followed, ahimsa. So all these things actually he followed actually. So when you know his own biography and then whatever the books he has written, you will easily get an idea, okay, what is this guy is all about. But if this guy is like Hitler, for example, you know who is Hitler. He killed close up to millions of people. He killed in he had a death factory in his German to kill only one particular tribe. That's a Jewish tribe actually. And you know how much violence he has done. Knowing all these things, when you follow his ideology, then you will end up in the same mess up life like how he lived actually. So to know the ideology or the religion behind Islam, you should know who is Muhammad Prophet. So Prophet Muhammad is all about Islam. It's not about Allah. 91 times in Quran it says Muhammad is the perfect pattern of life. They always says Muhammad is a correct role model and he was a perfect prototype sent by God. So Allah's the most pleasing person, Allah's most likable person is Muhammad. That's what Islam people believe. That's what Islam talks about. And so you must know who is Muhammad and how he lived a life. Then you will know what is Islam automatically. It is easy to understand a biography about a man. To know Islam, you should know who is Prophet Muhammad. The amount of text devoted to jihad is 31% in complete trilogy books of Islam. So 31% it's about is jihad, it's been written. And this jihad is not inner struggle jihad, it's about entire jihad, about killing people. And when you go into deep of the 31% of the entire trilogy text, Hadith contribute close to 21%, Sirah contribute close to 67%, and Quran contribute close to 9%. It is significant that Sirah devotes 67% of his text to jihad. Sirah is nothing but the biography of Muhammad, Sirah Rasulullah, that's what called Sirah. So this life of Prophet Muhammad even contributes 67% of jihad to the entire trilogy text. Imagine in a biography of a person, he talks only about violence, how much more it will impact a person. Today I want to know about a person, so I'm just reading a book about a biography about Muhammad Prophet, and I come to know that he is talking 67% is all about jihad. So this is how it's all about. So that is how your mind will go through. Last 9 years of Prophet Muhammad, you can see every 6 weeks once he was keep on involved in this jihad, killing people, killing kafirs, killing other religion people who are not accepting Islam. I can say those who are not accepting Islam God as their God. That's the main problem for him. They want always, the main agenda of a Muslim is La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. There is no God but one God, and Prophet Muhammad is the true prophet. That's what you have to confess actually. If you don't confess that thing, they will not accept. If you can go and say, no, I also believe in Allah, that's a different Allah. They will never hear that. They say you have to believe in Allah and the Allah which I am telling. That's the main problem in Islam. He dedicated every 6 weeks once he was involved in jihad, and jihad was what made Muhammad more successful in his life. The growth of Islam, you can find close to when Prophet Muhammad was talking about Islam in a religious way, talking about the ideology about Islam, only 150 people came to Islam actually in a year. You can say close to 10 people per year came. But at the same time, when he started jihad, controlling peoples and trying in a political way, when he started, close to 2 lakhs, 10,000 people every year converted. So when you talk about the religion, the teaching religion in Mecca, you can find that in a lot of newspapers, a lot of times when Islam scholars speak, they speak about the good things what Muhammad has told. One among words it talks about like this: if you kill a human, you are killing the entire human being. This was said by Prophet Muhammad. But the problem is, it has a law of abrogation. The law of abrogation this is exclusive to Islam. There is no religion talks about law of abrogation, and there is not at all no reason to talk about law of abrogation. But this religion talks about law of abrogation. What does that mean? For example, for today, I'm telling you drink 5 liters water a day, and after some 4 5 years later, I say to you, no, drink only 1 liter water a day. So the last whatever I said, that is what you have to take. So today in Mecca, when he started propagating about the ideology of Islam about God, it was more about good things. But later on, when he started in Medina, it was more about abusing, and he was negative to whatever he said previously. So the people has to take the last one, what has been said by Prophet Muhammad. So Islam grew at the rate of 10 Muslims per year by just the preaching of the religion. At the same time, Islam grew at the average rate of 10,000 Muslims every year just when he turned to jihad. And when you see the Seerah Rasulullah, it talks about the strategic manual. At the same time, Hadith, it's a tactical manual of jihad. So Seerah as well as Hadith talks about strategic manual of jihad as well as tactical manual of jihad. Bible and Quran, when you compare the violence text, people says that no, Bible also consists a lot of violence. So what? So it's all same. That's why the logically comes. Today, when you see the entire Bible, the Old Testament as well as New Testament, the contribution to violence is close to 5.6%. And you have to understand this 5.6% is only from the Old Testament. In New Testament, 0% of violence is there. There is not even one word, one verse is there in New Testament talks about violence. And moreover, this political violence mentioned in Bible also, this violence happened in particular period, to a particular group of people, in particular of time. That's it. For example, when God established Israel as a big country, it's mentioned like this. When he called King David, he says, King David, when you are attacking the Philistines, you kill everybody. You kill even the children, you kill the mothers, kill the ladies, kill even the animals, kill everything. You know why he said like that? Because on those days, those people used to worship idols. Not only worship idols, it is not for worshipping idols. They used to sacrifice their children and give to the idols, actually, the temples. And even the women used to have a prostitute, I can say a prostitution way of tradition to worship God. So the God of Israel was very much concerned about the people of Israel, because when these people are controlling, trying to win the war, if they keep the people to live, the Muslim, the girls and children to live, these guys also will get impacted and influenced by that kind of religion ideology. That's why God said for the particular people, for example, I can say for the particular Philistines, said to the particular King David, and the particular time that you kill everybody, that's it. But it was not been ordained as a universal thing. You should keep in mind. That is not at all universal one. That's just a political one for a particular time, for a particular period, to particular people. That's it. That's all. And the entire trilogy text of Quran, of Islam, I can say, it is 9.6 times more violence than Bible. 9.6% of time it is more violence than the Bible. That is Islam. You can find close to Islam trilogy text, it contributes close to 3,28,000 words talks about violence. And Hebrew Bible, the Old Testament talks about 34,000 words about violence. And these violence are not the universal one. And New Testament talks about 0 words in the Bible actually. The political violence of the Bible was for the particular historical time and place. This is the vast difference between Islam as well as the other ideologies. This violence remains a constant threat. Today, Islam's violence is a constant threat to any countries, any group of people. See, today you can find why there is a confusion. You can find that the people like Zahid Naik all talks about peace. Islam is a peace religion, and a lot of people come up and say we love Muslims, we love Christians, we love all, we give equality to women. All these things they talk, but they cannot take not even one single reference from the Quran in a very right way. I can say they may take from the initial period of time when Muhammad started preaching about Islam, but not about the later part of time. That's a big problem. They try to hide. There's a law in Sharia law called taqiyya. They call taqiyya in Islam. It means you can lie for your religion to show that's a peaceful religion. That's a very sad thing. Beyond the one doctrine, one God doctrine concept, Islam is unique to itself. That's it. There is nothing unique in that. And even the one doctrine concept, it has been taken from the Christianity and Old Testament, Judaism, I can say. And I always tell that the Quran talks about ahad actually. The ahad itself have come from a Hebrew word called echad. Our Lord, our God is one. When you call in New Testament, Old Testament, God and God is one, it means our God is echad. It's a unification. It's a unity. It talks about it. Another measurement of the difference between the violence found in Judeo-Christian view as well as Islam is the use of fear of violence against artists, against critics, and against intellectuals. In Islam, our Prophet Muhammad never even allowed any critics to talk about Islam, and any artist to have his own difference of opinions about Islam, and any intellectuals to come and sit and discuss about Islam. Whoever comes like that, they kill immediately. You can find a reference even in, I can say not a reference, one of the incident happened in the Prophet's Muhammad life. You can find in the Life of Muhammad book, the Sirat Rasulullah, page number 551 in English book. Muhammad ordered the murder of Fartana and her friend for singing songs of satire against him actually. When Muhammad found that a lot of people are singing song against him because about critics about him, immediately he sent a person and murder him and kill him. That's violence actually. That's a violence Islam. So, my dear brothers, I want you to understand. This is not about criticizing Muslims or trying to degrading the can't say the genuine thing, the statements about Islam. This is the true factual thing. Whatever I have taken is a genuine thing, and my only concern is if you really follow the Allah, the true Allah, imagine that Allah can never even be a violence God or a criminal God. The Bible God, that's why I always says that Islam is not at all Abraham religion. There is not in one single word you can see as a comparison between Quran as well as Bible and Old Testament of Judaism, whatever you call. Against the Bible God as well as the Quran God is far more difference. But today a lot of people are trying that they are following a true God and trying to show their own patriotism towards God and they're trying to kill people. Imagine what is the situation. Today you can find in the Pulwama attack, the terrorist guy who killed that 40, close to 40 people, more than 40 people in that scene in the Pulwama place. The guy is telling in his video, the moment when you saw my video, I should be in heaven. See how much more he's been completely brainwashed. So today, the ideology of that guy is, if I kill this person on behalf of Allah, I will go to heaven. That's what that Allah says. But imagine, we just compare with the constitution of Indian constitution with the Islamic doctrine. Indian constitution says, even if you kill anybody, maybe your daughter or your child or anybody, you kill anybody, you are not being honored to be as a maybe called supreme guy. You will be taken to the jail and you will be punished and you will be treated in a psychological way and in a very rude way, or else I can say to change yourself, or you will be in jail all your days until unless you change your ideology. This is what normal Indian constitution says. I don't know how come the Quran Allah missed the point that we are so happy in Indian constitution, not in the Islamic constitution at all actually. The Islam God is more violence, and the Quran Allah is more violence and more violence I can say than the constitution of India. That's why the guy has been completely brainwashed and he is ready to kill anybody. The thought is put in his mind that if I kill this guy and Allah will give me food and sex and girls in heaven. That's what Islam talks about. My humble request is, my dear brothers and sisters, it is not to hurt you, it is not to degrade your faith, it is not about false accusations or critics, it is about the true fact. So whatever I have said, it's all of Islam talks about. You may be a good Muslim, but you may not be a good Islam. When you are good Islam, you will always end up in jihad. That's the assurance you can get. Because there is no assurance of salvation found in Quran or trilogy text of Islam. Islam says, there are multiple ways are there, and in one among the assurance way, this is the only assurance way, when Allah says, if you die for me in jihad, when you kill the behalf of my name and Prophet Muhammad and kills any kafir who is unbeliever, whoever is not accepting me, when you kill him, I am giving you assurance of salvation. That's why people are trying to focus on jihad. That's why people are really, they themselves been forced to take off the jihad. But I'm telling you, as you believe that this is Abrahamic religion, this is not Abrahamic religion at all. If you want to go back and see what happened in Torah and Zabur and Injil, you will find the far more differences in that Bible, in those books. You can find there are thousands and millions of people, I can say thousands of lakhs of people are coming to Christianity, leaving Islam. The reason is they understood at right now this point, which is the real ideology and which is the true God of Abraham and who is the real God. There is always La ilaha illallah. There is one God. There is always one God. There is no difference at all. But you cannot say blindly Muhammad Rasulullah because you are a Muslim. You have to understand, use your brain, use your intellectuals and use your books, whatever you have with you. And then you should know which is the true Islam. And I believe that this will help you in finding the truth. May God bless you. Thank you so much for watching this program. Amen. God bless you.
For more guidance and prayer support, write to us. prayer@mgpministries.com.